Let's go, Daddy-O. That's double trouble right there, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, your boy's back. I know you're thinking to yourself, you're like, damn, I've missed him so much. Damn, he's so handsome. Damn, the world just ain't the same without him. Damn, the voice of the Lord just penetrates through every single word that he says. It's the truth. It's the truth. And I found this poncho because I know you're asking, High Fashion Hunter, where does he get it? How does he do it? I got it at a gas station. This bandana right here, it was gave to me by Prince, famous singer. You probably heard of him. These glasses right here, Elton John. The hair, au naturel, came from my parents. Oh, I am like finally at like a midway break point between the tour. We got one more stop. We are going to be going to Salt Lake City. And if you guys are in the area, you know the deal. 1, you got to come. 2, we're going to get some solid workouts in. 3, as soon as I get back, we're going straight to war. We got big things ahead of us. As you guys know, this is a boys only show. Just want to give a shout out to my boys, Grayson, Slater, Raptor, Eddie, Jesse, James. No babes. We don't need them. I know they want to come. They're knocking at the door, but they're not allowed in. Some girls pretend that they're fans, but we know they're not fans. They're just here to find out what we're up to. They're spying. They're not participating like you guys. So many things I want to talk about today. I think, you leaving, Graham? Daly, you already leaving? Is that what peace is supposed to be? Tyler, the boys, Noel Radigan, the baked potato. So here's the thing, guys. There's a couple things on the plate. I'm actually having a meeting with my manager, Snorri, right after this because we have to pick the schedule. Right now, potentially on the plate, there's an Ironman maybe in the fall. Peace be with you too, buddy. There's an Ironman in the fall. There's a couple big trail races we're doing. The Crestooch 127 coming up. And then there's work. You know, I don't think you guys understand. Daddy has to pay the bills. I mean, these diamond rhinestone glasses don't buy themselves. These gas station ponchos don't grow on trees. They cost money. So I have to really kind of pick my schedule. I'd be curious to kind of see what you guys think. Now, interestingly enough, 3 to 5 months after every single time I've done an Ironman, I set a world record in high rocks. The 2 times I set the world records in most recent history. And I don't know what to do. I really want to go, but I'm pretty sure, like, let's just do this together. We'll share the screen. The fuck? Is this new? Share screen. Entire screen. Enhance. Let's go over here. Okay, let's say Iron Man, Arizona. What's the date? The 16th. Okay. Now, let's look at Dallas High Rocks. Okay, so they're 2 different dates. Now, the reality is, could I survive doing both back-to-back? I don't know. And I'm supposed to go and race in whatchamacallit. I'm supposed to go race down in Melbourne afterwards. If I can pull off the Ironman, I would like to. Kyle really wants to go do the Ironman in Sacramento. Kyle doesn't know this yet, but I can't do Ironman Sacramento. I just found out work-wise I can't pull it off. And it's probably not like the best time of year for me to do it anyways. I don't have enough time to really train. And I want to crack a 930. Like, I did the math on it. You need to have a 430 bike. You need to have a 3, I think they said a 310 marathon, 314 marathon, an hour swim, something like that all combined. And they give you like windows for transitions. I can do that. I could definitely do that. The biggest thing for an Ironman is the bike. Like, you know, obviously time-wise, but you just think about the energy we've been riding in bikes that are just kind of pieces of shit. The first time I ever did an Ironman, Parker lent me his bike. And not that his bike's a piece of shit, but it wasn't my bike. I hadn't done any of the kind of like training on it. Like I had never been in a tuck bike before ever. And then I did it for the first time. It absolutely destroyed me. One of the most painful things I've ever done in endurance sports was training, never training on an Ironman bike and then getting on it and just getting into that tuck for such a long time. Then the next time I did an Ironman was just on a stand-up regular bike, and then same exact thing for Ironman Copenhagen. So I've never really had the bike. And every single one of my bike lengths have always been like just over 5 hours. So to pull off 30 minutes with the right bike would not be that crazy. And then having the energy for the marathon afterwards, because I'm not trashed. Like I ran a 3:24 marathon, cramping to shit. So I think I got this, guys. But I'm not going to do it just lackadaisically. But you guys will not see me really race a major until December 13th, Melbourne. Tracy, the girls always have to work, guys. The girls always have to work. Joe, man, what's your favorite threshold interval? I don't do threshold intervals, you pansy. I do fucking hard intervals. VO2 max. 8x4 is the way to go. If you got the guts. If you got the guts, 8x4 is going to make you a man. Oh, dude, do you guys want to see something crazy? You want to see a real horse video? This is insane. Okay, Dennis Welsh. I wanted to save this for you guys. So this is my friend Dennis. Check this out. That's his ear. This is Dennis with his cow. You're not going to be able to hear this. Just watch the video ever so slowly. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. There we go. Right there. Watch this. So this is his cow. Just had a calf. He's trying to talk it up a little bit. He's trying to negotiate with it. And then, boom. Charges him. Tackles him. And then beats the shit out of him. So that's your guys' first horse video of the day. Bro gets mauled. It's one of my best friends. We were on World's Toughest Mudder team together, and homeboy just got fucking crushed by his own cow. Let's go into some of the, you know what? I'm going to start out with a hot topic. I'm going to share this screen. Now, I really like this guy. His name's Matt Johnson. But, you know, we've been on this tour going around the country and teaching at gyms. And we've been in the car having long conversations going from place to place. The most confusing thing for me nowadays is that I don't feel like anybody really knows how to train at all. You go to all these gyms, you talk to them, and nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. The trainers don't know what they're doing. The athletes don't know what they're doing. They've never heard of rest before. They've never heard of rest so that they can get better. So this is this guy, Matt. As I said, I really do like this guy. There's so many fun things about him. He does a lot of incredible stuff. And I always see his training doing like these crazy long runs all the time. And here's him breaking down how he does a 120-mile week. Now, first of all, why do you need a 120-mile week? If you guys look at the golden standard for running, like a lot of the most elite level guys, anywhere from the 1500 meter to like the marathon, are doing anywhere from like 100 to 120 miles. Now, these are the best runners in the entire world. And then if you even look at ultra endurance athletes, like they're still right around this range. But what you're finding more and more is that these people are finding out that they're just putting so much volume on themselves that they're overloading themselves, eventually leading to injury or just chronic fatigue and never really reaching like a certain level of results. Now, if you look at this breakdown right here, the dude does 120 miles a week, 22 hours and 52 minutes. So let's just say 23 hours. And every single day is loaded with training. Loaded. 10 miles, hour 50, 30 miles, 5 hours and 33 minutes. Strength session. Like, there's almost no possible way at all to recover from this level or to progress. It doesn't matter how much you eat. It's just like you're pouring food on top of an engine that's broken. And I just get confused. And I'm not specifically attacking this guy, but he posted it online. And this is just my review as like a coach and somebody who's always trying to get better themselves. This plan to me is dog shit. I don't think it has an outcome other than the fact that if he's trying to do something that has an outcome, this is not the plan. If he's just trying to move, I guess this is something. But this doesn't make any sense. Like, if you think about just the pace that he's doing these 30 miles at, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, you're talking about almost slower than a lot of like a slow person's average marathon time. And I don't know what he's really training for. I just know that he's done a bunch of ultras and like run across Texas kind of thing. You know, the dude's a Billy Badass in some regards, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm just at this point where I'd rather sit here on a mountaintop and just tell people that you don't fucking know what you're doing than sit here and applaud people or like their pictures, because that right there, that was part of the conversation we were having. That post got almost 6,000 likes. I could post something that's very informative, educational, 10-time world champion, dozens of world records, titles, all this kind of shit. People are like, what the fuck? You're not running 23 hours a week? Who the fuck are you? It's just, there's this weird culture right now of influencers and athletes and the merger of the two of them, the confusion of who's who and which voice is more valued. I guess everyone's got a voice, but not everyone's worth listening to. So just be careful. Like I said this in one of the seminars when we were in Austin, you have to really, really careful of like who you look up to, who's your mentor, and who's giving you answers, because a lot of the time they don't fucking have the answers themselves. Matt, hope you fucking crush it. That plan, shit. Matt had a couple stress fractures earlier in his career, and I feel like he's due for another. Yeah, hopefully not, but like that doesn't make any fucking sense. Chronic fatigue, the red S. Yeah, Hunter, what a Mage Fit watch. TRX3. New one's coming out. No, I'm not fucking coming to Toronto. Get a hold of yourself. What else do we want to shit on today? Oh, dude, I know what I want to shit on. American football versus European football. This video encapsulates why American football is so much better. So this is Walter Payton. Now, I'm going to pause this for a second. Think about, like, they always show these like slow videos of a guy kicking around a football, going around a bunch of people, and they're like, it's so impressive. Now, allow those people to tackle you, and they weigh over 200 pounds to 300 pounds, and they want to destroy you, and you're still plowing through. So watch it. This guy right here, slaying it. What's that? Juke. That's one of the craziest cuts you've ever seen. Doesn't stop. Boom. Dude goes for his knees, got his ankle. Another guy grips and rips him. Another guy's got hands on him. So we got 3 people that have made contact with him. A homie from the back charging. He's back up. He's not stopping. Another dude on him. So we're now at the 4 count. Hold on a second. We're now on the 5 count, 6 count. You were getting a 6 count of dudes going after this, bro. There is not a soccer player on the planet that can move and fight like this. And this dude's got to be probably the best person to touch a ball of any size or shape in the history of time. Right here, comment, strongest ACLs of all time. Guys, I don't want to fucking hear it if you're from another country. That settles it. Settled. What about American football versus Aussie rules football? That's not even a question. Aussie rules football is like young boys before they hit puberty running up and down the pitch. It's just not it. It's fit. It's definitely fit. But if you're looking at, okay, let me find this guy. This is probably one of the greatest strength athletes in the history of time, and he plays football. This dude, he's talking about getting fined $75,000 for basically bashing somebody to death. James Harrison. He's talking about basically he would have hit infinitely harder if he found out he was going to get fined $75,000. That was the hit that he made, which is not that crazy of a hit. I guess it was a little bit off kilter, but dude, like this is who you have to fight in American football versus Aussie football. Like that's not a man. That's a truck. That's a silverback gorilla. That is a genetic freak. That is Thanos. Aussie football is just a bunch of guys with like thin mustaches and mullets and short shorts. These men have to wear pads because if they didn't have pads on, bones would separate and atomize. You guys don't know it. You're from different countries. I get it. You're confused. You're stuck on an island down in Australia. Aussie football, it's not even, nobody else in the world recognizes it as a sport. It's more of a pastime because you guys are trapped down there. Man, I don't care about somebody's background in sports. Hunter, need more content on Uncle Jordan, Kid Koki. That is good. Barry, nobody wants to know about your workouts, dude. Do that CrossFit Games workout? Nah, nobody wants to know that, dude. Nobody wants to talk about that. Let's see here. Ooh. Fuck this guy. Let's talk about this, bro. I don't know how. I mean, as somebody who got in trouble in an event for unsportsmanlike conduct, this is unsportsmanlike conduct. This guy right here had the polka dot jersey. This is in the Tour de France. Now, this is what they call the sticky bottle. As you can see here, this guy's riding his bike, and I've obviously paused it, but, I mean, guys, I need you to know this is unsportsmanlike conduct. This is just downright cheating. Look at that. Pushing off. Wait. He's not done. He needs another bottle. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the push off. So we're talking about like 10-second total of a little bit of a cheat here, which in my mind, again, look at that arm reached out and the big push off. So we're talking about like 3 encounters. I don't even know why you'd put your name on the line to just have it discredited like this, just for maybe a 15-second total break when you're riding your bike for like 8 hours a day. But this right here is a dirty move. And France's former climber. So that's it right there. He's French. Everybody knows the French are assholes. But, man, a couple years ago, I remember when I was really into trail racing, basically these 2 guys were racing against Joe Gray, and it was the mountain running world championships. And Joe was winning, and then they started pushing each other up the mountain to help each other. It ended up becoming this huge debacle, but Joe ended up winning the championships, and those guys got disqualified. But basically, it's just some dog shit, dude. Don't be caught doing that shit. And Daily Graham, why don't you shut your mouth, dude? Anybody who's got a job where they can listen to this doesn't have a real job. Ooh, another cheater. This one's really interesting because I was watching an interview the other day where these women were really bragging about how impressive the fact that females in 55 years of marathoning, because we wouldn't let them race, have now been able to close the gap and get so close. And then you go to find out that the woman who set the world record just recently for marathoning got caught doping. So that sucks. I guess. Now, she didn't actually get caught using dope, but she got caught using the masking agent. And the only reason why you take the masking agent is because you're cheating and some kind of diuretic to kind of clear the stuff out of your system. But I think there's 120 people since like the early 2010s that have been caught doping in road running. I mean, it's a shit ton. They get caught all the time. And it's kind of confusing because if you thought about it, in cycling, it's not even close to that much. It's kind of over. But number 1 marathoner in the world for women gets caught doping. Nobody seems to talk about it. Just fucking cheating. I don't even know her name, to be honest. But no one's going to remember her name now because she's a fucking cheater. Yeah, dude. Daly. What's your pretend job again, Daly? Tell us all about it. Oh, no. We got a Frenchman in the show notes. Sorry, brother. Let me get on to a couple other sports I'm really interested in. Ooh. This one's great for you guys. Who's cheating? Yeah, they are. Oh. I saw this video actually from a couple angles. So you got the homeboy here. By the way, we were supposed to go bull riding the other day and we ended up missing it. It's just that time of year. It's summertime where everybody just gets all hot and crazy in these European nations. And this is where they decide to bring the bulls out and then bring their balls out at the same time to see who kind of wins that match. And as you can see right here, based on the spinal contortion, and then this right here, pure alignment, contorted alignment. Look at the muscle grip right here. Just look at that musculature transferring into this dude's body. And we're going to alignment, contortion once again. There's his hat. Just another European sport that I fucking love. I absolutely love it. Dude's probably dead. And then his homeboy. Watch how quickly this happens. I'm going to count to 1, 2, 3. Homeboy immediately jumps off and knows homeboy's dead. Disappointing. Disappointing for sure. Tito Lopez, where are the truck keys? Tito! They're in the little front pan, Tito. They're leaving. Yo, Teets! In the front where all the hats are, there's a little dish with all the keys. It should be right there. Good luck, dude. Let's go again. Dead guy. Doping chick. Doping chick. I gotta go. Ooh. This is another interesting thing. So, like, obviously, people get really excited when it comes to these sports, but nobody gets excited like the Tour de France athletes. And this guy right here, I've watched this happen a couple times. I wish I had more videos. I missed one of them. So you can obviously see the athletes coming down. The Tour de France is packed. It's like absolutely insane. If you guys don't know, Pogacar is just destroying everybody, absolutely destroying everybody, setting records all the time. Now considered widely as known as the best cyclist in history. But there's independent races outside of him. And inside those independent races, there's that fan right there running. He's got a flag out. And then there's this guy right here. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you recognize this guy had an idea, was really excited about it, and then he meets the big Frenchman in the tight jeans, and he just gets wrecked. Oh, that hands to the face, hands to the neck. You can just see his limbs flailing around, stuffed over the gate, continually pushed down. Look at that. Again, hit again. Look at that. That angle right there with the downward weight. Now, you don't get this in High Rocks, but this right here, the only sport that really matters in Europe in the summertime, you're going to fucking deal with it. And then there's these things, whatever the hell these are. I don't know why I'm getting ads for what looks like people from Laos getting married. We'll see. We'll see. Let me keep this show going, guys. Ooh, I'll come back to that. If anybody's got information about this and wants to share it so I can talk about it on the next show, this guy right here, Yolo Romero, Olympic wrestler, UFC guy, just a super freak. Now, when I hear stories like this is when I get excited. And I can't remember the name of the dude who is the heavyweight who ended up shooting at a guy who supposedly kind of got involved with someone in his family member, an underage person. So he shot at him and got attempted murder and now is in jail, which I thought was the right thing to do for the guy, and he shouldn't have gotten jail time. But this is one of another of these side stories when you just wonder what is going on in the brains of these insane monsters that we create and put on television. So this story right here, you got Yolo Romero, and then you got this Alberto Blas. And basically, this guy, Alberto Blas, went out into the parking lot, tried to run over Romero, and then took out a samurai sword. First of all, where the fuck did you get a samurai sword? Then he continued to stab Yol. And then afterwards, they went to court, and Yol pressed 0 charges. First of all, I love the fight. Second of all, I'm just curious, what the hell happened? What kind of is going on in these guys' heads where they're just such bros? Where that's just guy code. You're just like, yep, the fight's over. We're not pressing charges. Dude got stabbed twice by a samurai sword. I gotta know what happened between them. I gotta know. Ooh. Oh, dude. You guys know how I feel about this. So Joey Chestnut, clearly an athlete of his generation. This is kind of like Michael Phelps in the food industry. So he eats 70.5 hot dogs. Now, you got all these people complaining about, high cholesterol and all this sorts of shit. Dude ate 20,000 calories, 1,200 grams of fat, 70 grams of trans fat, 140 grams of sugar. His cholesterol, 2,100 milligrams. Sodium, 55,000. So just in both of our hydration products at Builder, there's only 500 milligrams. So he literally had over 100 times this, which is insane. Saturated fat, total carbs, protein, 700 Gs. What a gangster. All in 10 minutes. Now, I don't know if this dude goes and pulls the trigger afterwards, because I feel like it'd be so painful to bring that back up. But this has got to be one of the most impressive human feats in the history of time. Nobody talks about it. I feel like the dude needs... I mean, I don't understand why everyone's like looking at these NFL stats, how quickly they run 60 meters or 40-yard dash, whatever the hell it is, how quickly you can bench press 225. And then you got this dude who's just housing hot dogs at a rate where, like, I have 4 hot dogs and I'm sick. That dude stacked on 66 more of them in 10 minutes. It's insane. It's insane. I just don't understand how he pulls it off. I don't even think he does take shits. I think that dude just bodies it. I don't know if I want to talk about that. I don't know. Guys, let me get on to the next thing. Fuck. Ooh. I gotta piss so bad. It's really giving me a hard time, guys. I don't know what. Oh, dude, this is a sick sport. You know those sports that just need to probably be more popular because it just makes sense in life? Check this out. The Extreme Cowboy Fast Draw. You got babes with cards, and it's the first person to draw and shoot, and you got the timing here. Now, this is a real sport. Like, this makes sense. Fencing, not as exciting. But 2 guys drawing, I think they should shoot something at each other, by the way, which would be a lot more fair. Because in reality, it doesn't matter if you fast draw. Nice poncho, by the way. And you don't really hit somewhere that's like effective. So I want a little action. But if I had to pick a sport that's like going to be a new top 5, like you guys have seen that new sport down in, I think it's in Australia and New Zealand, where the 2 rugby players start. One of them's got a ball, one of them doesn't, and they go head-to-head contact. This is kind of it. This is kind of it, boys. Oh, and then also this. Matrix. I think when you watch something like this is potentially, I don't know. If I had to guess, I'm going to go Korea or China. And I'm just letting you know, I got a nephew around this kid's age, and he can't do anything like this. I think it's just one of these kind of things where they just care more. And they're going to smoke us. But breakdancing out of the Olympics, so I'm sorry, dude. You're out of a job. But sick. Majorly talented. Majorly fucking talented. Guys, I need to take a break for 2 seconds instead of talking about all these links. But you guys know the deal. Coming up, I'm basically going to go MIA for the next week. This will be the last show you guys see until probably like August. And then from there, here's what you guys can expect. If anybody is in the Southern California area, there's a race to the top of Big Bear Mountain. It's like a mile and 3,000 feet of climbing. If you guys want in on it, it's August 9th. Next, there is the the Bulldog 25K. If you guys want to show up, I'm calling out anybody who's a contender in Southern California, fast runner. I've gone 2 for 2 in my trail races. I'm a little bit not as sharp as I was back in May and April, but 2 for 2. And I'm ready to go to war if anybody wants to duke it out. And then we got the Crestuch 127, where we got 15 teams showing up to come race across the mountains. If you guys are interested, we might have space for like 1 or 2 more people to make a team, because we got a couple people that need help. They need to like be put on a team with somebody. So I'll put that out there with you guys. And after that, dude, I have to freaking start to get in shape for High Rocks again, which I just hate the idea of. I'm not going to do all those wall balls and burpees for a long time. I think I'm just going to stay boss fit style. I don't know if you guys saw this, by the way. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'll show you this video. Oh, what? Oh, oh. I don't know if I can watch that. Okay, wait a second. This is what I miss. Probably. I mean, Shane Gill is absolutely slayed. Slayed. Check this out. This has to be one of the favorite things I've done outside of regular competition in a while. I miss it. This is what I used to train like when I was doing like Broken Skull Ranch and all that kind of stuff. This is this huge ass log. And just to give people a heads up, we got the Hybricon games coming up in October. This may or may not be a hint for anybody who's competing. You guys should get in shape to do some crazy ass shit. Heavy, hard shit. I chopped that log down. You can see it's a fresh cut. Chop some trees down in the background. And this used to be my job. When I was a logger in Montana, then the guys would just be like, all right, who's tough enough to pick this thing up? And I'm telling you right now, this is far cooler than having a big bench press or a squat, because this is real world badass shit. And I'm just once again going to hint to people that are coming to the HyperCon games. Maybe y'all should work your ass off. Just saying. Just saying. What do I want to finish on with you guys? And then I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Ooh. This got me going. So it kind of seems like in the world these days that crime pays. Like, you remember when you were younger, they're like, kids, crime doesn't pay. It seems like it does these days. It seems like a lot of the institutions of government and law enforcement just like don't really give a shit about you doing bad stuff. Like, you can steal stuff. Like, Tracy's dad works in a such and such store. I'm not going to mention it because I don't want anybody to get in trouble. And he witnessed people stealing stuff out of the store, very expensive, big stuff, and basically went out into the parking lot after the people, and he got in trouble because it's just like, hey, you're not allowed to stop them. It's not our policy. Then you got this couple right here, which I hope I meet a woman that's down like this. They basically set a bike up in their yard and then lured thieves in and then beat the shit out of them with bats and then posted on YouTube with it. Like, that is technically violence, but it's also kind of like a, hey guys, like, maybe we should set the tone a little bit. Because right now the tone seems to be that people can get away with just about anything as long as it's like somewhat petty crime. When I say petty crime, like, it should be considered petty crime to steal a bicycle, but unless you're like in a bank taking cash at gunpoint, doesn't seem like you get in trouble anymore. Then you got this fucking Batman couple over here, these vigilantes just beating the piss out of people coming to get their bikes. Like, in Crestline here, people are always kind of thrifting around. When I first moved out here, I am not kidding. You can ask Caleb, you can ask Kyle, you can ask any of these guys. People used to come into my yard and try to take shit. And I got in altercations with several people. And then since then, and I went in their face, we went fucking really almost to blows. And now nobody touches my shit anymore. Everybody in the neighborhood knows, stay the fuck away from that guy's house or he will beat the hell out of you. And now I'm fine. And that couple right there, I don't think anybody's coming back to steal their bikes. Keeping it real, the least fit CrossFitter that I know, I will show some videos. Now, this one right here is not necessarily a horse kicking video, but it's just kind of man versus wild thing. Now, just to give you guys some context, this is a matador. That's basically a bullfighter in simple terms. Now, what most of you guys don't know is these things right here. I've been to a bullfighting ring. Those are basically knives with all these decorative kind of colors on top and that's all blood on top of the bull. So at this point in time, they're about 3 to 4 rounds in of beating the shit out of this bull as decoration, as part of the whole dance of being a matador. First of all, they tire the bull out, make it chase all over the place. Then they bring horses out that have armor, and then they stab the fucking bull. And now this is the third round where you're supposed to stick these things into the back of the bull's shoulders and basically line the entire bull's back up with these piñata type swords that you've stuck in its back. And now it's the bull's fucking turn. And that is the bull's head. And now you guys can see the full arrangement of all these things are stuck in the back, making this bull bleed out. And this dude gets a fucking horn through the mouth. That's like a 1 in a zillion chance, but I'm not going to lie. You wanted a horse kicking video. This is a dude getting his ego checked. You wear a jacket like that, you better have a big pair of balls. And this dude just got mollywopped after sticking this bull so many times, he gave it back. Is this guy dead? I don't know. Does he deserve this? Fuck yeah. This is equal playing field, homie. You got your shit kicked. Love that couple, by the way. Let's just see if we can find one more video for you. Because I did have a lot of good videos when it came to animals. We might be out of it, dude. Sorry, bud. Wow. I'm sorry. Sorry. Dude, I'm 36. There's so many dudes. I'm just going to let you guys know, the dude who just won Hard Rock 100, Hard Rock 100 2025 winner. The dude who won the Hard Rock 100 is 51 years old, or 49. Dude, that's insane. I'm just going to give you guys this. Hard Rock 100 is probably the hardest 100 miler on the planet. Let's look at these results. So, 49. You got no excuses keeping it real. 37, it's basically right next to you. 43, 36, 36, 38, 39. So we're at the 10th place, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them are 35 and older. 1, 2. 2 of them are over 40. Still another 40-year-old from Salt Lake City here. Then you got this guy down here, dude. 61. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on. But you got no excuses, dude. That's just like insane. How do I feel about Daniel Brandon's dog? I don't know about Daniel Brandon's dog. I know it seems like there's a lot of drama on the internet. First of all, you guys know my rules. Single chicks with dogs are the biggest red flags. Second of all, people that have poorly behaved dogs are just poorly behaved people. So probably a reflection of her. If a dog bit me, I would fucking crush it. It's equal opportunity, kind of like that bullfighting thing. Like, you put teeth on me, everyone's like, oh, it's this dog. You got scared. I'm like, I'm scared. So I'm going to kick your fucking dog. It's not abuse. It's just like, hey, action, reaction. We learned that kind of shit in science. I don't know, dude. Also, people got to stop fucking bringing dogs to the gym. Like, keep your shit at home. Nobody gives a fuck about your hairy dog putting hair all over the floor. Now I have to do burpees, and now I look like a hairy dog myself. God damn, man. I feel like there's no etiquette in this world anymore. I feel like people who own pugs, small dogs, any of these kind of shaped dogs, usually is a reflection of just some kind of mental illness. And then they bring it around with them, and it basically is like a balloon showing how crazy they fucking are. It's just floating around their head because it's an extension of their insanity. And this is not directed to Daniel Brandon, but you guys brought it up. I see that, and I'm like, hey, you got to go. There's no space for you here. I don't let people bring dogs over to my house or anything like that because 99% of the time, the dog sucks. If your dog was cool, I would invite your dog over. I'd be like, hey, you and your dog should come over. But I never say that because no one's got cool dogs because nobody knows how to treat dogs or train dogs. So, like in Malibu, it's this terrible thing where people have dogs everywhere. It's like this dog metropolis. It's some kind of utopia where everything's supposed to be dog forward. And they're in the restaurants, they're in the stores, they're barking all the time. And they all bark at each other. And then we're all just supposed to sit there and pretend like this doesn't suck. Like, you're a multi-millionaire with a mega mansion. Leave your dog at home. It's not going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to be uncomfortable. Leave it at home so it can gnaw and piss and shit on your $20,000 couch. I don't know, man. You made me talk about it. Now I'm just kind of ranting. But yeah, fucking dogs, dude. The hell's wrong with you guys? I'm gonna get the heck out of here, dude. I'm gonna get the heck out of here because I got a lot going on. But back in the 90s and 2000s, when I was ultras, averaging participant was 40 years old. Well, Martin, nobody cares. Nobody cares. But also, that's because most people start picking up ultras in their 40s because they're too slow to do all the other shit. Or they just don't want to be around their kids anymore or their wives. So they do ultras so they can be out of the house as long as possible. Usually when I see people who are really into endurance sports, it's because they're trying to not endure what's going on in their household and they're outside as much as possible. Now, I don't have that issue, but you guys, maybe some inner reflection. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch y'all soon.